I'm at the Wilderness Gathering in Wiltshire, the UK's biggest festival of bushcraft and survival skills. All the main schools teaching bushcraft and survival techniques are here, and there are thousands of people coming just to learn new things.
In the bushcraft world, we're trying to blend into the environment, you know, we're tracking our animals, we're trying to not disturb nature too much. Here, we want to be going, help. So a few techniques really to identify, to help the search and rescue teams or anybody else that's wandering around in the area, to help them recognise that you're actually in trouble and you need help.
Dominic and myself, we actually started the gathering. The whole idea of it was just to create an environment for a weekend where everyone who's interested in bushcraft and wilderness skills could get together and share skills and experiences, and create a place where they could meet up with other people to book on courses or source their kit. But the very first gathering was a very personal kind of event. It was just a few hundred people, 97% male, grown-up male. And now, I mean, just listen to the background noise, it's families, and that's really good because it means we've got, you know, new generations of people interested in bushcraft and whole families. That's what we want. We want to spread the word and have other people enjoy it.
Quite interesting look at hazelnuts. They can actually tell you what animals are around in the locality. You don't have to see any tracks on the ground. You can just look at the way that the nuts have been opened and been fed on to know what animals are there. And what we have here, this one is quite special. This is an example of a nut opened by a dormouse. And on this one you can see how the hole is almost circular. The teeth marks on the outside are quite neat. It's not too scruffy, and the inside is very, very smooth. The inside of the rim is very smooth.
Richard Hopkins, he's now going to do our 6 basic knots in a quicker time as possible. So we'll start off with a reef knot, going on to the clove hitch, going on to the sheep shank, going on to the round turn and 2 half hitches, onto a sheep bend, onto a bowline. The world record for that is 8.6 seconds, is it?
8.1.
8.1 seconds, and I think Richard done it in about 12 seconds.
The Wilderness Gathering has been growing every year in response to a massive interest from the public. Many people now really want to learn more about bushcraft and survival skills and primitive techniques that people used to use. It seems to be getting away from the all green camouflage wearing.
Well, this was my mission from the onset,
okay.
actually, because I don't do green camouflage. No, I thought a bit of fun. Yeah, you don't need to be in camouflage to be outside.
No,
like, absolutely. Doing what you like. But I think the other aspect is, of me coming back every year, there's a lot of people, especially the people who work here, that I've got to know here.
Right.
So there's that aspect of fun of seeing old friends, but there's always new people too, which is really good too.
The Bushcraft magazine, its strapline is reconnecting to the landscape, and that's a very important thing to us. It's a fun magazine, it's full of ancient knowledge, touching peoples, bringing out knowledge that's been in the oral tradition and somehow been lost. A little spiritual element to it as well. And Steve has a great range of skills, and the two of us together, we make this thing work. We've had a lot of very positive reaction to our magazine here. So the gathering, GFA Gathering, has been very important for us.
We've just come across this patch of grass. I suppose to thousands of people that's all it is, just grass. But if you look along here, you can see areas where the grass has been flattened, and this is called flagging. And in this light, as you can see, it shines up quite bright. And the beauty with this as well is the flagging actually gives us an example of which way the people were travelling. So if it's grass, always points to the way that the person's travelling. So this means nothing to a lot of people, but to somebody tracking somebody, maybe in a search and rescue situation, this sort of information could be a lifesaver.
Because everything that we know today has come from our ancestors from, you know, at least 10,000 years back. I mean, you can take it back a bit further if you want, but everything here for our survival was out there and is still out there. It's easy to forget it, but what we're trying to do is rediscover it.
Bushcraft is, I think it's just the enjoyment of primitive living skills or wilderness skills and handicrafts. That's my favourite bit, is the handicrafts. But it's, I think the whole idea for me of bushcraft is it gives people self-confidence because once they know that they can do everything for themselves, they can go anywhere and just feel comfortable knowing that, you know, should they need to, they can fix things or fix their lives. You're actually sort of living in the woods and, hey, I'm not a worry, I don't need a tent, I can do this, and I can light my fire, I can make my tools. It's just self-confidence.
Bushcraft has been growing in popularity for several years now, and this is by far the biggest wilderness gathering we've seen yet. There are literally thousands of people here sharing skills, buying new toys, and just enjoying the experience of learning new things.